Hey guys, welcome to the second episode of A Cup of Tea with Florence and Tilly.
In this episode, we're going to be discussing mental health, particularly comparing yourself, self-care, it girl.
Moving on, first topic, which is comparing yourself. Comparing yourself is quite an easy topic to discuss about. I feel like when you compare yourself, you're trying to be like that person. So you're trying to compare yourself to a certain person. And then, secondly, it's like you're trying to be that person.
It's just bad for you, honestly, because I feel like, obviously, we all take inspiration off other people, and that is human, but at the end of the day, comparing yourself to other people that you might look up to is sometimes a good thing, but when it comes to, like, your mental health, and obviously sometimes your beauty, like, that is a bad thing.
I know, yeah. It also makes your mental well-being, mental health just go straight down because it's like you're focused on comparing yourself. You want to be that person because you feel like you're not good enough.
You're like comparing yourself. Like you're looking at other people and thinking about what you haven't got compared to like what you have got. If you get what I mean.
Exactly. I feel like it just affects your emotions and your self-images like a lot. I also feel like how because it like destroys kind of your self-image, you feel like you're ugly all the time. And let me tell you something, literally all you can do, like you've got one life, live it to the fullest, and that is a different episode. But let me just say that if you are worried about your appearance or what you look like, why should you be worried? There's no reason when it comes to it. Oh, I want to be like her. I want to be like her. Whatever. Yeah. Or I want to be like my friend. Yeah. Why can't, honestly, just ask yourself this question. Why can't you just be you?
Also, I feel like it's almost been normalised to compare yourself to like other people, which I think is so bad, especially like obviously me and you have grown up on social media and like obviously like most people like back in the day their only social media form was like magazines or like news. Like nowadays we have it everywhere. Like you see it everywhere. You see it. Actually, the age that like kids have a phone now is about the age of 7. Most kids have a phone by the age of 7, and that is such a bad thing because they are comparing themselves to people who don't even look like that in real life. They probably use filters and like other stuff, and you might think they don't, but they do, and that is the facts.
Yeah, I totally agree on that. Honestly, when you go on social media, you're scrolling through TikTok, let's say, or Instagram. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Anyway, you're scrolling through that, and you see all these celebrities, and they've got their makeup done and all this, but it doesn't look like you've got your makeup done on the pictures, or they've got filters on, but it doesn't look like they've got filters on, and you're like sat there. Why are they so beautiful? I'm not. Like, bitch.
Shut up.
They've probably got a million Photoshop shit, whatever, filters to stretch their face out, rub out their wrinkles, whatever you call that, yeah? So, don't be worrying what you look like because I'm sure you like beautiful. So, honestly, just be you at the end of the day, and I'm sure every single one of you is really nice.
I feel like everyone's so scared about what other people think about them, but the truth is we're all internalizing thinking that, so we're not comparing, we're not thinking, oh, that person looks ugly, we're thinking, oh, I look ugly, that, and like nobody like looks at somebody on purpose and goes, oh, they're ugly. No one does that. Like no one does that. But for some reason when you look at yourself you're thinking, oh, I'm ugly. No, you're not. You're not. Trust me, babes. No one is stood there thinking you are ugly. No one. Unless they are a terrible person, in which case then they're toxic and you should just like completely get rid of them. And they are a bad person and a bad influence around you. But most of the time, genuine, nice people, most people, even if they are a bit mean, that's not their first thought of you. Trust me, like that is no one's first thought that you're like the ugliest person in the room. Trust me, it is not. And you might think it is, but it's not. And honestly, like it is it just annoys me that people think that they're dead ugly. And like, I have met some of the most beautiful people, like generally, like they are such nice people, but their self like confidence is so low. Like you, Florence, yeah. And like, it's such a sad thing because like, honestly, some people, they are like the most beautiful person I have ever met, and yet they are so like, their self-worth is like literally down in the drains just because of social media and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. I literally agree with you 100%. Thanks, Boo.
Yes, babes.
Thank you.
No problem.
Moving on to self-care. First off, I'm just going to say this. We are always open for DMs. We've got a business email, everything. Just always drop us a comment or talk to us in private if you need us, because I know mental health is a big topic to talk about. So we are trying to make this episode a lot longer than the last because it was 10 minutes. Oops, that is the shortest podcast ever. Oh well, that was our first take on it, so
yeah. Okay, so on to self-care. I feel like self-care is like one of the most important things that you can, like, if you have to pick one thing that you're going to do for yourself, pick something for your self-care, because it will just make you feel like amazing, even if it's just like a daily shower, like a nice warm shower after like a stressful day, and you get in bed and like you're dead calm, and like even if it's just something that simple, or even if it's just like picking up a book for 10 minutes, it's amazing. Just do it for yourself, and you'll trust me, you will love you. Like, you'll be so happy that you made that choice to actually do something like that for yourself, because you'll feel amazing the next day.
So like some examples of self-care: do a face mask, go on a walk, even if it's by yourself, listen to music on the walk if you want. Like, who's, like, let's think of it, like, who's your favourite artist? Yeah, listen to them, go on a walk.
Or listen to a podcast.
Yeah!
Like ours. I suppose they're already kind of doing that, but like, you know.
Yeah. Go to Lush, get yourself the best bath bomb ever because it's so nice.
Not
yeah,
sponsored.
if you have sensitive skin.
Not sponsored, but would love to be, honestly.
Lush, I love you.
In it.
I've got.
She's got too many bath bombs from Lush.
Yeah, and bubble bars. Anyway, but like, or go to a bath bomb place. Go have a bath. Go put on a face mask. Go watch a movie. Like I said, go on a walk. Go hang out with friends or family. Just like activities to make yourself feel better. And I'm not even joking. This is the most important thing to me, is that I always have to treat myself. Every month when I get paid, I always go, right, I'm going to budget my plan. I'm going to budget it, yeah? But then some of that money goes for me to treat myself, to make myself feel better, all that, to make myself feel happy. Do you get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it's so important to treat yourself, even if you don't even have a lot of money. Go on a walk, do simple activities like that, what I just mentioned. So yeah, well, I feel like that's really important.
Can I just say something? So obviously, I run 4 different YouTube channels, including this one, which is obviously like a podcast / YouTube channel, and I do a lot of the editing. And you know, considering like I do school, I'm still in school, I'm doing all of this, I'm trying to be like a functioning human being. Burnout is inevitable for me, so I feel like what I personally do, if you're having a week, or if, I can't swear on here, if you're having a bad week, I'm not sorry.
I've already swear.
Yeah, I'm trying to cut swearing out. It's not going very well. But if you're having a bad week, I pick a day every week where I don't do anything. I just lay in bed and watch a movie and just literally just relax. Like, I just skip everything, like, because I religiously work out every day, and I even skip that once a week just because I physically, like, when I say burnout, and I think you'll get what I mean, Florence, when I say this, when you feel like, literally, when you feel so tired, you feel like you can't do anything, but you've got so much to do, and you just feel like generally really bad, just take a day off. It's not going to be in the end of the world, and it'll probably do you more good than harm, if I'm being honest. And obviously sometimes that's not possible with like school and stuff like that, especially if you go to like a public school, like you go, you're not homeschooled, or like, you know what I mean, if you're going to like a public school. But after, like on a Saturday or a Sunday, just take a day off to look after yourself, and like just take a chill day. And you might feel shit, but at least you've got something to look forward to, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like it's like the most important thing to do.
Innit?
You like have to do it. And it's like self-care. What I do for self-care sometimes, when I have money. And this is, when I say when I have money or when I get paid, you don't always have to have money. Save up if you don't
Innit? I'm broke.
like have a lot. Or like, I'm broke right now.
Same thing.
But like, who's singing outside my window? Because I don't think that's appropriate right now.
I can't hear it, so don't worry.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Bye-bye.
Go on, Phil, what were you going to say?
I actually can't remember because that person singing outside my window has fully distracted
Right,
me.
so shall we move on? Let's move on to it girls. When I say it girls, I mean them in like commas, as in like, what is an it girl, if you get what I mean. Personally, I feel like the saying of an it girl is kind of like toxic, because I feel like that implies that there's one way, like there's one way to like live to be sustainable, and I don't think that is the way, if you get what I mean. Because obviously we're all different, and obviously like we're not all gonna have like the same, like we're not all gonna find like the same things relaxing or like the same things interesting. And like the thought of an it girl is to say like that literally there's only one way to like relax, or there's one way to like do something, and it just is really toxic in my opinion.
An it girl can sometimes be really unrealistic, and like, this is what I think, you don't have to always be productive, happy and all this. I sometimes do agree with that, but sometimes don't. So this is what like I think of it. I think that is like unrealistic, kind of, because when it comes to like bad days, like you don't always have to be productive. Like, you scroll on Pinterest and you look at like, if you type in it girl Pinterest, yeah, it will come up with like productive, like planners, all that. You don't have to do that every single day. If you don't feel motivated, have a day off. That's linking back to the self-care. Like, just take a break. But I feel like sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
Like sometimes you need that like discomfort to like succeed, if you get what I mean. Like sometimes you just have to push yourself, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Like obviously if you're journaling, doing everything you've got to do one day and then not doing it the next day, and not doing it for like a week straight and then doing it like once a week, obviously that's when it becomes like maybe a bit too much self-care. But then obviously like if you do feel that burnt out, why do you feel that burnt out? There's obviously a reason why you feel that burnt out. So maybe it's not maybe it's not you, maybe it's something that's happening in your life. And obviously some things you can like change, some things you can't. Like for example, if you're having a really rough week at school and you don't feel like doing any of that, that's fine. You can take a week off. It's good for you. But if you're taking 2-3 months off, that's when it becomes a little bit of an issue.
I feel like it's totally okay to have bad days. We should like normalise that now.
So like I said, in It Girl, I feel like it was a massive trend, especially over COVID, to be like that girl that is so motivational 24/7. And I feel like no one is motivational 24/7. Like, you can't wake up every single day and feel that massive motivational like push to do everything, because that's not going to happen. And that's why people talk about like building a habit comes into play. Onto social media. So this is obviously a massive topic because there's like different types of social media, and obviously Instagram is one of the ones that we're going to be talking about today. And I don't want to put too much hate on the actual social media, like the people who create the social media, because obviously it's not their fault. like stuff is happening on their
Yeah.
app. It's obviously not their fault. Should they be should they be like monetizing, like should they be keeping an eye on stuff like that? Yes, maybe, but it's not it's not really their fault. It's more of these big companies or like these social medias or like these influencers who are posting the stuff on the social media side that is their fault. But at the same time, I do want to put a bit of blame onto like the obviously the people who are supposed to be monitoring the accounts to make sure nothing, is fake. And I know it's not against the law to like have anything that's like edited or anything like that, but I think it'd be really interesting, like if someone put a law out where you couldn't have any edited photos on Instagram, I wonder how many social media accounts would go down the hill.
I know, exactly. And I also feel like we've got the whole world in our hands. So thanks for listening to A Cup of Tea with Tilly and Florence, a podcast number 1. Oh no, shit.
Why is this not number 1?